Last recording was pretty long, and this one will probably not be as long for reasons, but you'll know how long it is because you can see the history bar and I can't. Um, and at the end, I went through the scene where Takeshi and Tsugumi fix the generator, similar to the scene where all of them but Tsugumi fix the elevator. If I remember correctly, which I might not, because my memory has proved to be not very good throughout this series. Except, yeah, it's similar, but the character dynamic is quite a bit different because it's a different set of characters. It seems like, although I only seen this a couple times, maybe two or three times, a common trope in these sort of Japanese originating visual novels to have, it's almost always a girl who's very, I guess, internal or very all business, where you try to talk to her and she doesn't really respond, sort of searching for something that she could say that has some significance to the situation. And usually, when you first introduce yourself to somebody, you don't really know what to say, so you come up with something that is not pertinent to the situation. It makes things awkward. So, is very quiet, but there is reason to believe is very capable. So, highly intelligent or has some sort of background knowledge or has some sort of high capability that the rest of the characters don't have, but just doesn't speak. And usually this kind of person, if you like try to talk to them in the real world, in like normal life, they would just be like, whatever, and then you would just walk away. Um, it's like, okay, you don't say anything, well, you don't say anything. However, the trope is you create a closed cast situation where you confine the cast into a dangerous situation where they are, of course, confined. So they are confined inside some sort of facility. So you end up stuck with this girl. And because this girl seems to have some capability, this girl becomes valuable, and you want to understand this capability and make use of it. And so you try to talk to this girl that doesn't want to talk. And at at least the main character does. And this has a tendency, or at least this is an attempt to generate an anime crush, essentially. Or sort of play to this fantasy of being able to break the hard shell girl by means of the tragic situation that created the dramatic tension. Yeah. Um, Tsugumi is obviously one of those. The most famous example, I guess, Five from Virtue's Last Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward is not quite that kind of person because she is a little bit more talkative. She seems to be sassy, but she does say a lot of words. Um, the most famous example, aside from the one here, I can think of, I don't want to mention because just mentioning that there's a character in that game that's like this is medium level spoilers for it. So I can't. Um, but this Tsubugumi isn't the only example I know of. Let's leave it at that. Now, if now sometimes it's fun to make. We like to make fun of tropes because you're like, well, you have no creativity. You just reached down into the parts bin of tropes and pulled out something. But remember, the reason why we use tropes is because people like them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be tropes. So, this whole hard shell girl you're kind of stuck with in some dramatic situation with confinement. I kind of, even though it's really common and a very formulaic, I still like it. Um, as kind of evidenced by last episode. I mean, you couldn't see my face, but you can tell by my speech I was quite enjoying the plot there, quite enjoying the character interaction. So sometimes tropes are good. I think that's actually a name of a trope. It's called Tropes Are Good. Anyway, continuing on. Coco suddenly started talking.
さっきね、更衣室でこんなものを見つけたんだけど。
I was in the changing room a little bit ago. I found this. As she spoke, Coco plucked something out of her pocket. It was a set of cards.
ねえ、やらない？トランプ。
Hey, don't you want to play cards?
どうせ暇だったりするわけだし。
I mean, we've got nothing to do.
トランプか。
Cards. For some reason in English, the has to come after the cards, whereas in Japanese, the has to become before the cards. Even though does not have in either language a position, like a proper grammatical position within the sentence, and can be placed literally anywhere.
で、何やるの？
So, what do you want to play?
そうだな。
Let's see.
じゃあ、スーパーめくりんちょは？
Oh, how about super memory? Oh, forgot who called it super memory, who called it mental guts, and who called it concentration in Never 7. But whatever. I think this time I guess Coco's gonna call it super memory and Yu's gonna call it mental guts.
スーパー
Super, which is like
めくりんちょ
memory. Yeah, so that's kind of thing where you take the ER and turn it into an when you try to like borrow an English word into an Asian language. Super. Anyway.
あれ知らないの？スーパーめくりんちょ。
But you don't know super memory? You and Tsugumi looked at each other.
嘘だよ。絶対知ってるはずだってば。
You're kidding, right? You have to know this game.
ねえ、タケピョンは知ってるでしょ？
Right, Takapyon? You know it, right? Of course I know it. I've played the previous game. Of course I know it. I answered full of confidence. You want me to help you set up the cards?
お願い。
Yes, please.
ちょっと待ちなさいよ。
Wait a minute.
そうよ。一体何なの？
What in the world are you talking about? What, are you guys bad at super memory and scared to play?
違う。
No. Actually, she would probably win easily.
苦手とか得意とかそういう問題じゃないっての。
I don't know if I'm good at it or bad at it.
もしかして。
Oh, you mean you really? You guys really don't know the game?
うん。
Nope.
ええ。
Me neither. You're kidding, I don't believe this. Wow, you're bluffing real hard. It's the hardest bluff. I was stunned.
そんなこと言われても知らないものはしょうがないじゃない。
We don't know what we don't know. With that, you clammed up.
そうなんだ。結構有名なゲームだと思ったんだけどな。
It's a pretty famous game, at least I thought it was.
まあいいや。
But it's no problem.
簡単なルールだから教えてあげるよ。
Rules are simple, I'll teach you. Coco started shuffling the cards brilliantly. Zip.
まずね、よく切ったトランプを
First, you have to shuffle the cards really good. Honestly, you usually don't because when you. So I know with super memory, you just put them all face down on the table. But when you deal out cards, everyone gets how many players it's card. So you have 4 players. It's each player gets every 4th card that was in the deck. So they end up getting really scrambled anyway.
こんな感じでテーブルの上に広げるの。
Shuffling is just showing off how you can zip the cards, that's all. Then you spread the cards on the table like this. She spread them out randomly so that they didn't overlap.
そしたらじゃんけんをして負けた人から順番にカードをめくるのね。
Then we do rock, paper, scissors, and you turn over cards starting with the loser.
こういう風に1枚めくったらもう1枚めくるみたいな感じで。
Like this, you turn over one card and then one more.
で、もしもこの2枚のカードが同じ数だったら、そのカードはめくった人のものになるの。
And if the two cards are the same number, then the person that turned them over gets them.
簡単でしょ？
So it's easy, huh? It's like, oh, that game, it's called Mental Guts. And then I come in and say, oh, that game, it's called Pohatu's Matching Challenge. Anyway. Or whatever it was called. We just say, well, let the legend begin. There is another name for a similar game. Hey, everybody got it? Let's play. Sugumi's like, wow, that's lame.
神経衰弱。
That's called concentration.
ピロピロピンポンドーン。
Mental guts. Huh?
それは神経衰弱って言わない？普通。
People usually call the game concentration, don't they? What? Well, maybe in some backwater places they might call it that. Why do I have to play as this person?
違う！
That's not what I mean.
どう考えてもそれってピロピロピンポンドーンじゃないの。どっからどう見ても。
That game is clearly mental guts. It's obvious. What are you talking about?
違うよ。スーパーメクリンチョだよ。
No, it's called super memory.
神経衰弱。
Concentration.
ピロピロピンポンドーン。
It's called mental guts.
メクリンチョだってば。
I said it's super memory. Jeez, you guys are fussy. Alright, I know what we'll do. Everyone calm down. We'll compromise in, let's say we call it consummary. Maybe this was a funny word in Japanese. Consummary. What?
神経。
That's terribly hard to say. Tonsei
ピロリンチョ？
Pitarimcho. And just then,
お待たせ。
there you go. The kid came into the conference room carrying 6 cans of cola cradled against his chest. The card game stopped.
しょうちゃん、おかえ
Hey, yeah, kiddo.
り。お、気が利くじゃん、少年。
Hey, kid, that was sure thoughtful of you. You took the cola from the kid and popped open the tab. She held down the carbonation to keep it from erupting. Easier said than done. They keep saying this, but it's like, it would just squirt all in your hand and through your fingers and everything. Like, I have literally a gap between my first and second fingers. Well, I can close it, kind of. Like a pro, she kept from being showered with sticky cola.
あとついでだから。
I got these on the way. He noisily set the 5 other cans on the table.
これも持ってきたんだ。
I brought these too. The kid turned around. What?
これだよ、これ。
These. The kid was pointing to the hood behind his neck. I stuck my hand in the hood. There were 2 chicken sandwiches inside it. They were the sandwiches that I had left on the bench during the blackout.
誰かお腹減ってる人もいるかなと思って。
I thought that somebody might be hungry.
おお、素晴らしい。
Great.
君って本当に気が利くな。
You are so thoughtful. I've never heard of actually carrying stuff in your hood used as a utility. I've only heard about it as like an annoying thing you do to bully somebody. You stick stuff in their hood. You went over to the kid and mussed up his hair affectionately. He stood there stiff as a rod, not resisting at all. I figured Yu's hands were probably pretty sticky from the cola. Ahem. Tsugumi raised her hand.
他にいなければ、私に一つ、ちょうだい。
If no one else wants one, I'll take one of them. Tsugumi, unlike her normal self, spoke up. So, all that repair work made you hungry? Takeshi, really? Of course, she didn't see any need to answer my question. Alright, this one's for Tsugumi. I gave Tsugumi one of the sandwiches that I took from the kid's hood. Tsugumi took it without saying anything. Then I held out the remaining one to Sora. The other one is Sora's. You didn't have breakfast, right?
いえ、私はいいんです。
No thanks, I'm fine. Don't be polite, I made it, I know it tastes good.
ええ、でも。
Still. Hey, I'm not kidding.
美味しいってのはココも保証するよ。
I'll vouch for its deliciousness.
あ、僕も。
Me too. Coco and the kid raised their hands. Sora, what, you can't eat my food? Yes.
そんなことおっしゃられても。
That's not it, except that is it. Then what is it? Eat too much yesterday, or are you on a diet?
いいえ、でも。
It's like, notice that Sora's physique never changes. Like, it doesn't like bloat out throughout the day. It's like, should have noticed something there. No, you have to eat or you'll get weak. Here, take it. I tossed a cola and chicken sandwich towards Sora. They traced a gentle arc through the air. Ah! Sora suddenly reached out her hands. She reached them out, but... Sploosh. Bang. Gooshaw. But Sora didn't catch them. No, she couldn't catch them. She didn't avoid them. It wasn't that she was too slow. Sora was there with her hands extended into space. The sandwich had fallen at her feet. The cola had violently slammed into the wall behind her and exploded. The spewing cola didn't get Sora wet. The droplets looked like they flew through Sora's body. The sandwich wrapper covered the silhouette of Sora's sandal. It was as if the two had melded together. Huh?
ですから、私はいらないと申し上げたのですが。
That's what I said. I didn't need it. Sora made an embarrassed-looking expression. Takeshi dramatically screams, "What?" very elongated. No, that's what right in front of Tsugumi. For some reason, I was completely stunned. I meant to toss them as if I were handing them over. That's weird. Your hand must have slipped.
すいません。でもちっともおかしくはないんですよ、倉成さん。
Excuse me, Takeshi, there is nothing strange about it. But the cola blew up and is your clothing alright?
はい。
Yes. But you're stepping on the sandwich, your foot. You've got no toes, Sora.
え？ごめんなさい。
Gosh, sorry about that. And just like that, Sora's vanished toes reappeared. But the place where the sandwich was supposed to be wavered unsteadily. I felt flustered. I didn't know what was going on.
もしかして、倉成さん、ご存知なかったんですか？
I guess Takeshi, that you didn't know? Sora was shuffling embarrassedly. Sora, what in the world are you?
は
I had to explain basic stuff to the MC now. That the MC has already heard that the player has already heard in some other route. For some reason, you gave me a huge sigh right next to me. And then... started laughing because she had nothing else to do. She burst out laughing.
クラナリ面白いから黙って見てたけど
I just had to watch because it was so funny, Takeshi.
あんた本当に何も聞いてなかったのね
You really don't listen to anything. What are you talking about? I was still confused.
ゲートに入場する時の説明
The explanation at the park entrance. I know, don't say anything
空
else.
はね
Sora is. No, don't say anything, I know. I'll guess. Somehow I didn't want to have you tell me. Sora is... I've got it. Sora is the ghost of a beautiful system engineer that died in the prime of her life with her dreams still unfulfilled. Well, I'm glad I read the line, but that's not what I was trying to go for here.
違いますよ。
No. She said it bluntly.
クラナリ全然違うって
Takeshi, you're not even warm.
つまんないボケしないでよ。
Don't be stupid. Well, then tell me what she is. Looking around, I saw that I was the only one that was confused. Coco and Pee-Pee were looking at Sora as if they were impressed at something.
はいはい仕方ない
Alright.
空悪いんだけどもう一回自己紹介してあげて
Sora, sorry to bother you, but could you introduce yourself again?
はい、わかりました。
Yes, of course. The punctured can had stopped fizzing. Sora took a step forward toward us carefully as if avoiding the sandwich and straightening up. After a slight bow, she spoke.
私は茜ヶ崎空。
I am Akanegasaki Sora.
正式名称は LMRSDS4913A と申します。
Official name is LMRSDS 4Q-Ichi-san-A. Or something like that.
このレミューの案内係を仰せつかっている人工知能、いわゆる AI プログラムです。
I am an artificial intelligence, or AI program, in charge of guiding visitors around the Moo.
私はレミシステム内の機能の一部として組み込まれていますので、
I have been programmed as one part of the Lemay system.
手近な端末で呼び出してくだされば、レミューの館内どこにでもすぐに参ります。
If you call me from any nearby terminal, I will soon appear anywhere within the Moo.
また、全館に及ぶ本格的な RSD を採用することで、私の姿形は実現されています。おそらく世界でも珍しいのではないでしょうか。
Reaches you through a network supporting this RSD system throughout the complex. I think that there are a few places in the world boasting this kind of technology.
RSD。確かに珍しいわね。これほどのものは他では見たことないわ。
RSD. This really is rare. I've never seen an example of it this sophisticated. It also sounds like psychoactive, well, anyway, it's a psychoactive substance.
レミューの自慢の出し物の一つだからね
It's one of Lei Mu's big attractions.
そっかだからソラさんは停電の間いなくなっちゃってたんだ
So that's why Sora disappeared during the blackout.
ええ、どうもご心配をおかけしましたね。
Yes, I am sorry to have caused you undue concern. I'd finally lost any sense of what was going on. The conversation had taken off and left me behind.
RSD って
What is RSD?
簡単に言うと半導体レーザーを直接網膜照射する画像表示システム
Simply put, it is an image display system that uses a semiconductor to shine a laser directly on your retina. Basically, Uchikoshi knew the term semiconductor laser and decided to stick it in the game.
ああ、なるほど。
I see. But then why does it have to be coherent? It could theoretically be not. Well, whatever. The kid gave a big nod. I guess you wouldn't want the RSD to scatter off things. That wouldn't work right, would it? I don't know. The game writers aren't super scientifically literate, so don't get too much into that. Okay. But nothing about her explanation sounded simple to me.
それにしても、随分高度な人格を持たされているのね。
And it is supporting such an advanced personality. The surprising thing was that Tsugumi was actively pursuing the conversation.
仮想空間を生み出す技術にレミューは相当なこだわりを持っていますから、私の存在もその一環です。
Emu is fairly perfectionist when it comes to virtual space technologies. My existence is one manifestation of that.
大きなシステムが必要なんじゃない？
Doesn't that require a big system? Oh, Tsugumi is kind of playing the roles Sora did in the kids' routes.
そうですね。それでも20年前に比べればかなり小型になったのではないでしょうか。
Yes, but it is much smaller. Oh. Then it would have been 20 years ago.
どのくらい？それはどこにあるの？見てみたいものね。
How big? Where is it? I'd like to see it.
すいません。私の口からは言えません。秘密なんです。
Sorry, but I'm not allowed to say. It's a secret. And the chips are actually really small. Like 80%, or more than that. Like 99% of the volume is probably taken up by cooling.
詳細なデータを持たされてないのね。
You weren't given the details?
ええ、そうです。
That's correct. It seemed to me that the conversation was getting more and more technical.
あなたは衝動や意志を持ってるみたいだけど、自立した考えを持っているように見える。
It seems you have motivation and a will of your own, that you are programmed for your own way of thinking.
それは莫大なサンプリングから無作為、あるいは作為的に抽出して結果を課しているだけです。
That is simply the selection of responses from a massive bank of sampling data, the results of which I give back.
無作為。ああ、なるほど。でたらめなことをして褒められたら、それが正しいことであることを学習するのね。
Random. Oh, I see. You are a learning program in which positive responses are saved in that way and reused.
そうです。それに好奇心、集中力を有効に機能させることに関してかなりの配慮が払われています。
That is correct. I have designed with specific emphasis on the functions of curiosity and concentration.
音声入力による形態素解析もおそらく他に例を見ないレベルで高速かつ正確なものを持っていると思います。
Morphological analysis from my audio input very likely operates at a speed and a level of precision without peer.
あとはちょっと特殊な技術を使っている部分がありますね。詳細は企業秘密ですが。
There are also a number of special technologies used to create me. However, the specifics of these are industrial secrets which cannot be revealed.
そうね。普通の AI ではちょっと説明のつかないところが残るけど、まあいいわ。大体わかったから。
I see. There are things about you that normal AI can't explain, but I think I get the picture. I really didn't get at it at all. It's like, Takeshi, what she means is, there are some things about her that she cannot explain using an ordinary, overglorified curve fit. But she generally gets the picture. Ah, dear. Borrowing too much language that shouldn't be publicly, disclosed here. It was a headache more than anything.
ところでソラ、
By the way, Sora.
私ね、実は男だって言ったら信じる？
If I told you that I were actually a man, would you believe me? Tsugumi is actually a man. You might be thinking, well, it's just a prompt, but like, this is an Uchikoshi game. When there are lines like this, you don't just go, oh, that's a prompt. No, it's like, it means something. Huh? Tsugumi tossed this bizarre question out of nowhere.
邪魔しないで。私は空に聞いてるの。どう？信じる？
Don't anybody jump in just yet. I'm asking Sora. So, would you believe me?
いいえ、
No.
じゃあ、私の年が20歳を超えてるってのは？
Hell, what if I said that I were over 20 years old? Okay, so Tsugumi's also over 20 years old. It's a body swap of some sort, maybe.
可能性はあります。
That is possible.
私は独身なの。これからも多分そうね。主義だから。
I'm single. I'll probably stay that way. It's what I believe. What? Okay.
ええ、そうかもしれませんね。
That might well be true.
実はね、たけしは3年前に性転換して男になったの。本当よ。さっき聞いたの。
Actually, I just learned that Takeshi had a sex change 3 years ago. It's true. Train the AI, Tsugumi.
それはさすがに信じられません。
That I cannot believe.
あなた、本当に優秀みたいね。
Hee hee, you really are quite amazing. Tsugumi laughed a little. Hey, Tsugumi, what do you think you're doing? I had to ask.
つまり、
I wanted to see.
空は他人の嘘を見抜けるの。
If Sora can tell when people are lying.
未知の情報の真偽を分析できるのよ。
To see if she can determine the truthful information from the non-truthful, even when she has no background data.
さらに、与えられたデータを比較参照するだけでなく、運や勘の要素も取り入れて自律判断ができる。
She does more than compare and reference data with data in her memory, but has been programmed to factor in chance and intuition to make her own judgments.
コンピューターが自分で取捨選択をしてデータを更新してプログラムを書き換え効率化されていく。
The system is designed to make choices based on updated information and boost its efficiency by rewriting itself.
ものすごく高度なことなのよ、これは。
This is some incredibly small transistors. Is that right?
はい。最新の技術が使われています。
Yes, my system used 1 nanometers.
でも、自分が嘘をつくのは下手なんです。そちらの機能はまだまだ未発達なんですよ。
But I am not very good at lying. My lying function is underdeveloped. Well, that will come up later. Sora lying will show up somehow. Probably in Sora's route, which, again, the patch notes spoiled me that it exists. It'll probably show up in some sort of tongue-in-cheek way. Okay. Sora laughed at herself. But when you introduce yourself, you say that you are a system engineer. That's a lie, isn't it?
あれはただの設定です。私に設定されたプロフィールがそういうことになっているというだけです。
That is simply a setting of mine. That is how my profile on the mainframe computer reads. Oh. There's just like a picture of her, and it says system engineer. So that's how it works. In the end, I seemed to be the only one who was flabbergasted that Sora was the product of AI. Well, the kid didn't know, but he pretended to not be surprised. Because he knows how to, engineer his face appropriately. Yu was an employee of Leimu, so of course, she knew. Tsugumi was always cool as a cucumber. I wondered why she knew so much about Leimu. I guess that she'd looked up a lot of the information in advance. Coco didn't seem to care one way or the other whether Sora was a hologram or not. She was just laughing and playing with Pee-Pee. That the kid didn't seem surprised, well, I put that down to his circumstances. Several hours passed. It seemed like it was about time for the sun to be setting. In the dark depths of the ocean, my sense of time had eroded. I checked the time on my PDA, finally making sure it was night. Yeah, I'm not exactly well versed in the science of how your circadian rhythm reacts to basically no day and night cycling. I know it retains some memory of it because you get jet lagged, but you'd think eventually it would kind of go like ape nuts. Casinos don't have any windows in them, so you don't really get a sense of when the night's what time of day it is when you're in there, and I presume that has been experimentally demonstrated to make you to make you have a greater tendency to gamble for longer. Anyway. Still nothing in Leimu changed. No one new showed up to visit us, but things hadn't taken a turn for the worse either. There didn't seem to be any impending danger of floor or collapse. Okay. We each spent the time as we pleased. We had long forgotten that we were trapped. I decided to go see Sora. Honestly, I was a little confused. Sora was AI. I wanted to know what RSD was. It might be something I shouldn't even bother worrying about, but I wanted to ask Sora about it. Without really understanding what she was all about, I didn't think I would know how to act around Sora. Can you tell me more about RSD? You got my interest perked, and I want to know more about you.
わかりました。お答えします。
I understand.
と言っても、専門用語を並べ立てるのはあまり意味がありませんね。余計にわけがわからなくなってしまうかもしれません。
But rattling off a bunch of jargon won't do much good, will it? I might just confuse you more. Well, I'm no technician. If you start throwing out a bunch of technical terms, I'll just get lost.
あ、それでさっき小松さんと私が話していた時に困っていらしたんですか？
I see. So you were completely lost when I was conversing with Tsugumi? Yeah, I had no clue what you two were saying. I scratched my head. No one actually does that. I don't know why, like, these Japanese origin games, when someone's kind of, like, thinking, they reach behind their head and scratch the back of it. Like, I never do that. Anyway, I realized that I was blushing.
あ、すみません。私、言い方を間違えましたか？
Sorry, did I say something wrong? Sora looked apologetic. No, that was a good comeback.
ナイスツッコミ？
A good comeback?
ナイスツッコミって何です？
What's a good comeback? Sora looked confused. It's when you say something to needle the person you're talking with or make a sharp or witty comment that makes them feel awkward.
あ、そうなんですか。ごめんなさい、倉成さん。
I see. Gee, I'm really sorry, Takeshi. You don't have to apologize. It didn't hurt my feelings or anything.
そうなんですか？
Are you sure? I don't mind. It was fun, okay?
相手に弱点を突かれたけど、面白かった？
Making a person feel awkward is funny? Yes, unless it's me.
それって矛盾してませんか？
That seems to be a contradiction. observe humans. It is, but it's not. It depends on the time and the place.
少し難しいですね。困りました。どういうのがナイスツッコミなんでしょう。
That's difficult. It is hard for me to comprehend the concept of nice comeback. Forget about it. Knowing that Sora was a product of artificial intelligence, I was impressed that she was even able to register a joke. I wondered if I hadn't tossed that can of cola to Sora, if I would still be thinking that she were human. To get back to what we were talking about, can you tell me more about RSD?
ええ、そうですね。実際に例を示しながら説明しますね。
Yes, let's see. Let me try to explain using specific examples. Yes, please. Sora and I headed from the rest area to the control room. As we walked, Sora started speaking.
倉成さん、ちゃんと私が見えますか？
Takeshi, can you see me? Yeah, I see you, no problem.
私も倉成さんを見ています。
And I can see you as well.
倉成さんのすぐ隣に立っています。間違いありませんか？
I am standing right next to you. You are sure? Yes, I'm sure. Positive.
ですが、
Suddenly, Sora faced me and reached out towards me. And then... Whoa! Sora's hand slipped without resistance into my chest. Reflexively, I tried to grab her arms, only my hands met with nothing. My hands were in front of my chest, but there was nothing there.
そう。
Yes.
倉成さんは今、私を見ています。
So you are seeing me.
しかし私は、実際に倉成さんの隣にいるわけではありません。
However, I am not right next to you. Saying this, Sora pulled her hand back.
RSD、レティナルスキャニングディスプレイ。網膜操作による表示装置です。
RSD stands for Retinal Scanning Display. However, more was said than just this, but this was the part that... But I guess they don't take each voice line and translate it directly. They sometimes split the voice lines across text boxes.
この表示装置には表示部がありません。
The display device is not actually a display.
網膜に向けて出力の弱いレーザーが照射されているのです。
Rather, a weak laser is aimed at your retina. Retina, you mean my eye?
はい。
Yes.
各部屋や通路の天井には半導体レーザーの出力装置がついています。
The ceiling of each room and corridor are semiconductor laser output devices. I'm sorry, they would also have to be in the floor, just to break it to you.
それで倉成さんの網膜自体に直接画像を映し出しているってことになりますね。
So the image is being directly reflected onto your retina. Image?
ええ、はい、私の画像です。
Yes, my image. Directly onto my retina.
一般的なホノグラフィックスクリーンは背後にある物体を透過してしまいますが、
Holographic screens typically allow for the object behind them to be visible.
眼球そのものを仮想画面として扱い、また周囲背景と合成した画像を高速で送り続けることで、その問題はクリアされています。
This system uses the eyeball as a virtual screen and continuously sends an image synthesized with the background scenery. Well, what about your voice? It sounds like your voice is coming from where your mouth appears. We arrived at the rest area and I sat on a nearby bench. But the kid isn't there. Sora continued standing in front of me. Sora, why don't you sit down?
私、疲れませんから、立ったままで平気です。
I don't get tired, so I'm fine standing. I understand that, but it makes me uneasy. It makes me feel like you're straining yourself or something.
そうですか？では失礼します。
Is that right? Then excuse me. Sora slowly sat down to the left of me. I didn't feel the bench move under her weight. But looking at her, she was definitely sitting.
声の話でしたよね。
Talking about my voice. That's right.
倉成さん、3D サウンドって聞いたことはないですか？
Have you ever heard of 3D sound? 3D sound?
ヘッドホンをつけて音楽を聞いたことは？
Oh, you ever listen to music using headphones? Of course I have.
その時、音楽はどこで鳴っているように聞こえましたか？
When you do, where does it sound like the music is coming from? Inside my head, I guess.
そうですよね。大抵の人は音が後頭部の中心あたりで鳴っているように聞こえるはずです。
That's right, most people hear the sound as if it were reverberating inside the center of their head toward the back.
でも、実際には音が頭の中で鳴っているわけではない。
The sound is not actually coming from inside your head. I guess not.
これを応用して左右の音量調節および反響音のシュミレートを的確に行うことができれば、
But if you could apply this knowledge and adjust the volume from the left and the right to accurately simulate this reverberating sound,
前後左右上下どの方角からでも音が聞こえているように錯覚させることができます。
use time of flight, basically. Then you could create the illusion that a sound is coming from any direction, above or below, left or right. I see. Oh, so you mean the voice converter. I still had both of them in my ears. I removed them. They were about the size of the tip of my little finger. In front of me, Sora's mouth moved soundlessly. It was like I couldn't hear her voice. But that wasn't all. Then her image started to get a little fuzzy. Huh? When I replaced the voice converter, Sora returned to normal.
投影する映像の定位の修正を左右対になった変換器の位置で行っているんです。
The image's position is based on the location of the voice converters.
倉成さんがどこにいてどちらの方向を向いているのか、
So wherever you stand in whichever direction you face,
レミはそれを常に館内のセンサーと変換器からのデータを用いてミリ単位で計測しています。
Lemmy is constantly using sensors around the complex to monitor the position of the voice converters to the millimeter.
ですから私が倉成さんの背後20メートルの位置にいるときには、
Well, the thing you can get the location of the voice converters down to 1 millimeter, but the relative location of the eyeballs to the ears is not consistent between person to person to within a millimeter. And the person can roll their eyeballs around inside their eye sockets. So, disbelief issues, but whatever. So that when I'm 60 feet behind you,
ちゃんと倉成さんの背後20メートルの位置にいるかのように音声が聞こえるようになっているのです。
it's not like I know of anything special about 1 millimeter. It's just that they described this precision, but this precision would be unnecessary if it's far greater than the precision you'll get at the eyeball location. It's like, what's the point? Anyway. My voice will sound as if I'm exactly 60 feet behind you.
右にいるときには右から、左にいるときには左から、
When I am to the right, it sounds to the right. When I am to the left, it sounds to the left.
下にいるときには下から、
When I'm under you, it sounds. Under, when you are under. It's not okay to repeat the joke, even if it's like I was hoping that they would use a different joke. well,
とにかくそういうことなんです。わかりました？
anyway, that's how it works. Do you understand?
倉成さん、今度はちょっと左を向いてみてください。
Okay, so they do not repeat the joke. Takeshi, now try to face a little to the left. I faced to the left as she said. Sora stood and moved around to the right. It's like, that shows that maybe Sora's route's in the kid's side, because how Sora thought of the kid seems to be different than Takeshi. Sora stood and moved around to my right.
さっき私はレミが倉成さんの位置と向きを常に把握していると言いましたが、
Just a moment ago, I said that Lemay is constantly monitoring your position in the direction you are facing.
同時に倉成さんの眼球の動きと位置も常に計測し入力しているのです。
Oh, at the same time, Lemay is also monitoring the position of your eyeballs.
ですから倉成さんが動いても私は同じ場所に立っているように見えます。
So that even if you move, I still appear in the same place.
そう見えるような画像をレミがスキャンしている。
So
ということです。
This means that Lemay scans the image into your eye in this way. So you can be made to suddenly disappear or reappear in another place.
見たいですか？
Do you want to see it? No, I think I'll pass. I heard someone coming running up to us.
タケピョンタケピョン
Takepyon. Woof. Small footsteps were those of Coco and Pee-Pee.
ねえねえタケピョンソラさん見なかった？
Hey, Takepyon, have you seen Sora around? What are you talking about? She's right in front of you.
目の前？
Right in front?
で誰もいないじゃん。
But there's nobody here. Huh? Coco tilted her head questioningly as she said this.
うーん
Huh?
まあいいやまた後でね。
Oh well, see you later. After looking around us, Coco left. Sora was still standing right next to me. Coco hadn't been able to see Sora. No, that wasn't it. So that's it. So you're not being scanned onto her retina.
さすが、飲み込みが早いですね。
There you go, you're quick on the pickup.
通常、私の姿は、ここにいる5人の方の網膜に映し出されています。
Normally, my image is scanned on the eyes of all 5 of you.
同じ場所にいて、同じ動きをして、同じことを喋っているように整合性を保ちながら。
It is coordinated so that it looks to everyone like I am in the same place, doing the same movement and saying the same thing.
だけど、そうではないように見せることも可能なのです。
But it is also possible to show you something else.
例えば、
For example,
ソラさんこんなとこにいたんだ。
didn't Sora said she wouldn't ever actually do this in the kids' route? I mean, it was brought up, but Sora said, I technically could, but I don't. Sora, there you are. Coco's voice came from behind me. Looking back, I saw Coco looking towards the flower bed and speaking. Oh, so to Coco it looks like Sora is in front of the flower bed, huh? Hey, Sora. I didn't see Sora anywhere.
うんそうなの。だからソラさんに
Yeah, that's why I wanted to talk to you.
違う違うそうじゃなくて
Huh? No, that's not what I...
ああれを持ってくればいいのね。
Oh, I see. You want me to bring it? Coco was continuing her conversation with Sora.
わかったナッキーにも言っとく。それじゃあね。
Okay, I understand. I'll go tell Naku. See you later. Coco ran off somewhere. Pee-Pee followed her.
こういうこともできるわけです。
So I can do this kind of thing as well. Sora suddenly appeared before me. Wow! It's kind of like you're a ghost.
ええ、よく言われます。
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
同じ場所にいて、同じものを見ているにもかかわらず、ある人には見えて、ある人には見えない存在。
Being in the same place and looking at the same thing, only some people can see it and some people can't.
私は見たことはありませんが、もし本当に幽霊みたいなものがいるとするなら、
I've never seen one, but if ghosts really do exist,
それはきっと私と同じような存在なのでしょう。
I imagine they exist much the same way that I do. Now I get it. There is something that bothers me.
何でしょう。
What is it? What is that? Sora, you can't be in more than one place at a time. Okay, yeah, here we go. So it's, yeah, she has to disappear to Takeshi to appear in front of Coco, and then disappear in front of Coco to appear in front of Takeshi. That's what I thought. Okay. That was what I was thinking of when I thought about the limitation that Sora had. For example, you couldn't be in one room talking to me and another talking to Coco.
理論上は可能です。
Theoretically, it is possible, but I don't have virtualization enabled. No.
しかし私の場合、それはできない仕様になっています。
However, the way that I am designed, I can't do that. Why not?
お客様にリアリティを感じていただくためだと思われます。
I imagine it's to help maintain an image of reality for visitors.
世界中に空という存在はたった一人しかいない。
so that there is only one Sora in the world.
そういう設定にしておかないと、お客様の中には混乱なされる方もいらっしゃいますし。
Without that kind of setting, visitors would get confused.
それと、制作者のポリシーですね。
That, and it was the policy of my designer. Would that be you's father?
私を独立した人格を持った一個のキャラクターとして扱おうとした制作者のポリシー。
Or would that be Kotaro Ushikoshi? The policy of my designer was to create me as a character with an independent personality.
そういえば、ユナイテッドランドのキャラクターも同様だと聞いたことがありますね。
That reminds me, I've heard the same thing about the United Land characters. Is that another theme park?
館内に着ぐるみのマスコットは1体ずつ。
There's only one of each character in the park.
物語の中と同じように、同じ種類のキャラクターが2箇所に存在しないように配慮されているそうですよ。
Like in a story, there can't be any one character in two places at the same time. People being two places at the same time is going to become a big plot thing later, right? Write this down. It's going to matter. Of course, ghosts are going to matter, of course, as well. We're not really ready to jump the gun and say that Coco in the kids' route is an RSG. Or an RSD, because that would be a very weirdly motivated RSD. Sora had more work to do, so I saw her to the control room. It seemed strange that Sora, who could teleport anywhere instantly, was walking. Maybe she was doing it to humor me. I was wondering about the laser retina scan. So if I were in a place that the laser couldn't reach, then I couldn't see you?
もちろんそうです。ですが、
Of course not, but...
出力装置は館内のすべての部屋に設置されていますし、光線を反射させるためのミラーも壁、天井、床の構造材に埋め込まれています。
Scanning devices are located in every room of the complex, and there are mirrors embedded in the walls, ceilings, and floors to reflect the images. Yes, I did remember them when I made the comment that yes, you'd have to also have lasers in the floor.
ほとんどどこにいても私の姿を見せることは可能なはずです。
So almost no matter where you are, I can be displayed. So there are no blind spots?
そういう設定になっています。
That is the way it is designed.
けれど、致命的な欠点が一つだけあります。
However, there is one major flaw. Flaw?
私は誰かに見られることによって初めて具現化することができるのです。
I am only seen when someone looks at me. What?
誰も私のことを見ていなければ私は存在しないも同然ということです。
I mean that I cease to exist when no one is looking at me.
例えばここにいる5人全員が一斉にまぶたを閉じたりしたら、
For example, if all 5 of you were here and you all closed your eyes at once,
その瞬間私の姿はどこにも存在しなくなってしまうのです。
at that moment I would cease to exist. I casually held up my hand in front of my eyes. I covered the view forward, looking down near my feet. There was no sign of Sora next to me, as if she had vanished or never been there in the first place. Surprised, I removed my hand and Sora reappeared in the corridor. The outline of Sora's sandals blurred dimly in the water.
誰かが私を見る。
Someone has to see me.
その行為があって初めて私は姿を現すことができる。
I have to be seen to exist.
視線。
Vision.
誰かの視点が私を作るのです。
That someone's eye actually creates me.
倉成さん、
Takeshi.
あなたが目を閉じたとき、私は消えてなくなるのです。
When you close your eyes, I disappear. When we entered the control room, I heard her being called from the console.
倉成さん、それでは、
Well, Takeshi,
レミに呼ばれてしまいましたので、少しの間ですが、行ってきますね。
Mia is calling for me, so I will leave and then come back shortly. And saying that, Sora disappeared. Only the three-dimensional hologram depicting Lemu hovered silently in the darkness. Finally got through all that review, that was boring. It was nighttime. But from the center of the ocean, it was only slightly darker than before. Fortunately, the damage to Lemu hadn't worsened. We had a light dinner in the chicken sandwich shop and gathered in the conference room. Long dramatic yawn. Long dramatic yawn. Less dramatic yawn. Characteristically out of character yawn. Completely unnecessary yawn. My yawn spread from one person to the next.
それにしても
Still,
なんかみんな眠そうだね。
everyone looks so sleepy. Well, there's really nothing to do either. The only person that seemed completely awake was Coco. Everyone else was slouched in chairs, just spacing out. There was no impending danger, no new developments. The situation we were in remained unchanged, and it somehow felt as though time had stopped. The game admitting in itself that it is being drawn out.
グラナリだらしないぞ。
Takeshi, you're such a slob. You said this in a tired-sounding voice.
だらだらするなよ。
Stop dawdling. Look, there's no reason to go wandering around the complex now, right? We're just going to have to wait for help to come anyway, right?
あ、そう。
Yeah, I suppose.
さてさて、私はちょっくら出かけてきますかね。どっこいしょ。
Alright, I'm off for a little bit. Twisting her neck around, you stood up.
ねえ、ナッキュ、どこ行くの？
Hey, Naki, where are you going?
どこってわけじゃないけど、散歩にでも。
Nowhere in particular, just to walk.
体動かさないと余計に疲れるのよね、私。
I've got to move around or I'll get tired.
ほいじゃあ、ココとかけっこしよう。
Oh, I know, let's run a race. Coco's eyes lit up.
かけっこ？
A race?
ダメ？
You don't want to?
ダメってわけじゃないけど。
Oh, I didn't say that. You made a face, but she didn't like she was in a bad mood.
じゃあ、鬼ごっこ。
Then, how about tag? I'll have to go through this all over again.
オッケー。
Alright, I'm in.
でも、二人で鬼ごっこはちょっとどうかな。
But tag with two people doesn't sound very fun.
僕も参加しようか。
Want me to play? The kids stood up.
私もご一緒していいですか？
May I participate as well? Sora approached Coco and the others.
やろうやろう、一緒にやろう。
Yeah, let's play together.
はい、お願いしますね。
Yes, let's.
よし、負けないよ。
Alright, I'm gonna win. I couldn't tell why, but everyone was excited to play. I supposed everyone was bored.
ねえ、どこでやろうか。
Hey, where do you want to play?
どうしよう。この部屋でいいかな。
How about in this room? Coco looked around the conference room. I surveyed it too. Sugumi sat alone with an annoyed expression on her face.
うるさいわね。
You never shut up. She lazily stood from her chair and walked briskly to the corner of the room and flipped off the light switch. Sugumi returned to her original seat and sat down slowly. What are you thinking? It's dark.
眩しくって落ち着けないわ。
Does she have her feet on the table? Is that the thing? It was too bright for me to concentrate.
休みたい人もいるんだから。
Some people want to rest. That doesn't mean you just go turning off the lights. Just because you want to rest.
あなたはどうなのよ。
What about you? Huh?
休みたいんじゃないの？
Don't you want to rest? No, I'm...
あ、そうだ。たけしはどうする？鬼ごっこ。
Oh yeah, Takeshi, you want to play tag? Tag, huh? Cutscene. Scenes list. Okay. I haven't really gone into here on recording very often. So just for reference, the kid's main route went from scene 50 to scene 74, which is 25 scenes. There are some scenes I somehow didn't get. 70, 71, and 62. So for Takeshi, we've gone through 15 scenes. Oh, we're already at Kick the Can. Okay. 14 scenes. So there might be a branch here. There's going to be approximately 10 more scenes, I suppose. I just went to here just to check and see if we're going to skip a scene when I select what I'm going to select, which is I'll pass. Definitely gonna go Tsumugi. Tsugumi. Definitely not gonna go what's not Tsugumi. Nah, I think I'll pass. On a rest like Tsugumi said, I think I'll hold off for now. Once you get older like me, tag takes its toll on your body.
年ね。
Older, huh?
あんたって見た目以上に老けてんのね。
You must be older than you look. What?
確かに、蔵なりって鈍そうだしな。
Yeah, besides, Takeshi doesn't seem too sharp anyways.
鬼ごっこしても真っ先に捕まるんじゃない？
I bet he'd be caught right away. I don't know what you're talking about. I stood menacingly.
蔵なり選手、参加表明か？
Oh, does that mean Takeshi wants to play now?
たけぴょん、やろうやろう。
Take-pyon, it'll be fun. Wait a second, I didn't say I'm playing.
え、まさかやらないの？
Oh, you're not going to play?
戦わずして負けを認めるか？軟弱者め。
Surrendering without a fight sounds like a chicken to me. Oh, alright, I'll play your dumb game. I was overruled by the majority. Well, I figured it was better than sitting there doing nothing. I also ignored my choice. Inconsequential choices. I was playing, but I wasn't happy about it. Tsugumi glanced at me out of the corner of her eye and then looked away.
電気は消したままにしようか。
It's off. The kid whispered this to me. The emergency lights are on, but it's kind of dark. You okay with that?
つぐみの意見も尊重しよ
Let's go. We'll go with what Tsugumi thinks. But this doesn't seem like tag at all.
ピカピカポカ
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Whoa, that is a dark history.
ーン。懐中電灯。
Give me a flashlight to go. That was probably rhymed much better in Japanese. Coco pulled out a flashlight as she recited the rhyme.
そうだね。このまま闇鬼ってのもオツだよね。
Yeah, we'll kick the can. Well, kick the can is pretty cool, don't you think? Coco lit up her face with the flashlight from under her chin, trying to get everyone to agree. Kick the can?
闇鬼って何でしょうか？
What is kick the can?
ね。
It's an expression that means you died. It's
暗いとこで鬼を一人決めて、みんなは隠れて。
I think kick the bucket is the more common version, but I think I've heard my dad actually say kick the can. Anyway, you pick someone to be it in a dark place, then everyone hides. Hey, that's just hide and seek tag.
違うよ。最後まで聞いてよ。
It's not, listen. Oh, sorry.
で、鬼の人は空き缶を部屋のどこかに置いて、
The person that's it puts a can somewhere in the room.
隠れた人は鬼に見つからないようにそれを蹴るの。
And the people that hide try to kick the can before the person that's it finds them.
無事缶が蹴れたら、蹴った人の勝ち。
If a person kicks the can, then he or she wins.
鬼は誰か他の人を見つけたら、缶を踏んで宣言して、
If the person that's it finds somebody and steps on the can calling out his or her name,
そしたら、その見つかった人は、もう缶を蹴れなくて負けなのね。
then the found person can't kick the can anymore and loses.
ああ、それって缶蹴りだね。
So that's a kind of hide and seek, right? Oh well, everyone knows how to play that.
闇鬼だよ、闇鬼。
No, it's kick the can.
缶蹴りじゃないの。
That's a glorified kind of hide and seek.
闇鬼。
It's kick the can.
闇鬼。
Wow, that's high. That's kick the can. Pitch shifted up like 3 octaves. Anyway, who cares about the name? Let's play. Jeez. They were getting all pumped for the game. Tsugumi let out a sigh.
やかましい。
You are so noisy. Tsugumi quietly stood up and walked to the far exit, leaving the room.
つぐみ怒っちゃったかな？
Is Tsugumi mad? Who knows? Anyway, she'll come back after a while. You'll see. After that, we decided who was it using rock, paper, scissors. And I already know that Takeshi is the guy who ends up it, because that's how the story goes.
はいの、はい。
Darn, I lost.
さあ、倉成が最初の鬼ってことで決定。
Alright, so Takeshi's it first. Oh, goody.
頑張ってくださいね。
Good luck. Everyone was grinning at me. Darn.
はい。よろしく、たけし。
There you go, Takeshi. The kid handed me an empty can.
でもって隠れられるエリアはこの3回全部。よーし、みんな隠れるぞ。
Hiding anywhere is okay as long as it's on the 3rd floor. Okay, let's hide.
よーい。
Ready? Wait a sec. I held up a hand hurriedly, stopping you from sending everyone off. You, what did you just say?
隠れるぞ。
Let's hide. No, before that,
隠れられるのは3回全部。
you can hide anywhere on this 3rd floor. Are you serious? Not just the conference room?
この部屋だけじゃ狭いし、隠れられるとこが少ないじゃない。
This room is too small, and there aren't that many places to hide. But the whole 3rd floor?
ああ、もちろん、ここから歩いていけないエリアはダメだよ。非常通路とか階段に隠れるのもなし。
Of course, the areas you can't walk from here are off limits, and the emergency corridors and stairs are no good either. That's still too big. It's not fair to the person that's it. While he's looking, he's sure to get it from somebody else.
いいじゃない、そのくらい。
I think it's fine. It's not fine, the game won't work. This is a major problem.
もう、文句が多いな。
Gosh, you sure complain a lot.
まあまあ、確かにハンデがありますね。そうですね。
Well, it would certainly appear to be he would certainly appear to be at a disadvantage.
それでは、3階フロアの照明はすべて落としますが、代わりに音がよく聞こえるようにしましょうか。
I will dim the lights on the third floor, but in return, I will make it so that sounds carry better.
音が大きく聞こえれば、水のある通路を誰かが移動していればわかります。これなら鬼の人が有利ですね。
If sounds carry, then you can hear when someone moves across a corridor with water. That will give the person who is it an advantage.
それから私も移動中の場所がわかるようにします。足音を合成して音声変換器に発信しますから。
And I will make it so that you know when people are moving. I will synthesize footsteps and dispatch the data to voice converters. Alright, please do.
あ、でも、もし缶にたどり着いたら、私どうしましょうか。
But what should I do if I should get to the can first?
え、あ、
Huh? Oh. That's right, you can't kick the can. We only just noticed. If we played tag, we would have to ban Sora from jumping about as an image.
じゃあソラさん、ココがペアになってあげる。
And you can be with me,
鬼
Sora.
の時も逃げて隠れる時もソラさんとココは常に半径1メートル以内にいなくちゃいけないってことにするの。
We'll make it so that Sora and I have to be within a yard of each other when we hide or when we are it.
そうすればココが缶を蹴ればいいんだし。
So I can kick the can.
そうしよう。
Okay, let's try it this way.
はい、お願いします。
Okay, thanks. On top of that, we made Sora promise not to use the bioscan or Lemu to monitor the location of everyone. Though I think it's supposed to say Lemire, but whatever.
うん。それなら大丈夫だね。
Yeah, that makes it fair then.
おーし、準備よーし。
Alright, all set. It looked like everyone was ready. I took the can, closed my eyes, and counted to 100 in the conference room. During that time, the others had scattered out around the floor. 100. I opened my eyes. I put the can by my feet. I looked around in the dim light. There was no one around. I guess I'll have to go look. I faced the nearby door. The sound of my shoes on the ground reverberated as a deep sound. It sounded unnatural. It was kind of like I imagined sonar would sound. I see, so this is what Sora means by making the sound bigger. I felt like I was in a submarine. I thought I'd best be careful of my footsteps to make sure they weren't heard by the others. All of the lights were off, but the doors opened automatically. First I thought I would head for the... The elevator wasn't moving. I was sure no one would be there. But wait, that might be exactly what someone was hoping I would think. I entered the elevator hall, but there was really no place for anyone to hide. I checked along the walls, but there wasn't anyone there. All of the elevators were stopped and there was no sign of anything moving. Maybe I should ignore this area. I thought the central control room might be good. The monitors in the room were off and the room only dimly lit. The computers weren't moving. I peeked into the lockers under the desk, but no one was there. Well, I figured no one would want to hide in a place that would be cramped and hard to get out of. I gave up looking any more thoroughly and left the room. I thought about where I should go next. Oh. Just then I heard a sound. Someone was running along the corridor. The footsteps were heading towards the conference room from the Lemurian ruins. Oh no. I rushed back the way I'd come. Who was that? Oops. When I shouted, the moving person flinched. The person I found in the corner was the kid. I didn't know if he had given up because I ran after him, but he had stopped in the corridor.
いやー、見つかっちゃったね。僕が最初かな。
Caught me. Am I the first one? When I played this, he was in the restroom, but whatever. Yep.
参ったな。これで全員捕まったら、次は僕が鬼？
Dang, that means if you catch anyone, then I'm it next? I reckon so.
そっか。早く誰か助けてくれないかな。
I wonder if someone will show up to help me.
ねえ、たけし。カンフンダしに行かないと、僕蹴りに行っちゃうよ。
Takeshi, if you don't go step on the can, then I'll go kick it. You sure know how to you sure know your kick the can rules. Whack. Crash. Splash. Suddenly you came flying from the side and completely cold-cocked me with a jumping chop to the neck. Gurgle, gurgle. My head went underwater. My mouth filled with salt water. You was pointing at me in the water, crackling crazily. Cough, cough, pwah. Floundering about in the water, I stood up. Hey, you.
この勝負もらった
I won this battle. Hey, you, wait.
待てと言われて待てますかっての
Wait for you to catch me? No thanks. Hey, you, I'll get you back for that, just you wait. I took off in a mad dash after you. You disappeared into the conference room. She tried to close the door before I got there, but I made it in first. I was lucky. You couldn't find the can and was wandering about. I ran by you. I caught sight of the can and slid into it. I put the can under my foot and declared, I found you, I stomped on the can. Soon after that, the kid came in. I found the kid, I stomped on the can. I continued my declaration. Did you really think you could outwit me?
ずるい蔵なり缶の場所変えたでしょ
Takeshi, you cheat. You changed the place of the can. Nobody said where we had to put the can, right? Besides, you smacked me, so I figured we're even.
はいはいそれにしても何を私が一番最初に缶踏んだされちゃったわけ
Alright, whatever. Anyway, so I'm the first person you caught? You got it.
作戦失敗か
Well, that plan was sure a failure. Huh? What plan? As they were talking, the sound of splashing footsteps could be heard approaching the door.
やっほーい
Hello. I found Sora and Coco and Pee-Pee. I stepped on the can.
あら、田中さん、先についてしまわれてたんですか？
Did you get beaten here, you?
ちょっと予定ずれちゃったね
Things didn't quite work out as planned.
ナッキュが出ていくのちょっと早かったんじゃない
Aku, don't you think you jumped the gun just a little bit?
みんなでいっぺんに押しかけようって言ってたのに。
You said we would all charge together. Woof. So that was your plan.
みんなで同時に缶に飛びかかれば防げないかなと思って
Yeah, I thought if we all went for the can at once, you wouldn't be able to stop us. That's pretty tricky.
えへへへへ
You really think so? Except that was he. You laughed mischievously and with a hint of embarrassment. We gathered in the center of the room. Well, finding all of you was easier than I thought. First of all, mob-style kicking of the can is definitely outlawed.
なんでよ
Huh, why? You think I can stop you if you all come attack at once?
無理っす
Impossible. That's why, it takes all the fun out of it. Timing your rush just right for when the person who is it goes searching, all of that would disappear from the game.
へーい了解です
Well, alright. You reluctantly agreed to be it the next time. I thought that maybe she was used to hand-to-hand full-contact battles of kick the can. Alright, everybody good with that? Everyone, Sora, Coco, Kid, and Pee-Pee nodded. Pee-Pee literally nodded his head. Okay then, you is it next. The can is over there, so you get it. Put it where you want and count. Kabing. Clatter, clatter, clatter. The sound of a can being kicked rang out in the darkness. The can went rolling powerfully toward the corridor. Hey, who kicked that?
私じゃないよ
It wasn't me. As soon as she got this out of her mouth, you started to run away. You scoundrel. Everyone scattered like scared butterflies. The splashing sound of footsteps echoed as they reached down the corridor. Or receded. Geez, this means I gotta be it again? No one responded. I looked around the room. No one was left. Huh? I wonder if Tsugumi kicked the can. No matter what she said, Tsugumi was probably playing on the sly. She would have said so then. She should have said so then. Jeez. Oh well. Alright, I'm counting to 100. 1, 10, 11, 100. Here I go. I'm gonna get all of you. I thought about where I should start looking. Let's get you. I stood in front of the Lemurian ruins. The lights inside the attraction were off. Apparently the inside was like a maze. I wonder if somebody's hiding in the maze. I thought about going in, but inside was even darker than the room. Even if I did go in, coming back out would have been a royal pain. Getting out of there looked a lot more difficult than going in. I figured it was silly to take the risk in going looking in there. I took a look outside the perimeter and didn't see anyone. I strained to listen. I didn't hear anything. Whoa. Suddenly I heard music from within the attraction. I thought it might be the attraction's song. Mixed in with that noise, I was sure that I heard someone running. You, stop. I ran to head off the exit in the direction I thought the footsteps were heading. I knew it.
あれなんで私だってわかったの？
Hey, how'd you know it was me? It's the same trick you used to scare me with the dolphin merry-go-round before. I don't fall for the same trick twice.
あ、そっか。もうやったんだった。しまった。
Oh, that's right. I forgot I'd already done that. You're not going to try to tackle me now that I've got you, are you?
わあ、そこまでバレてるの？こりゃ参ったね。
Oh, you knew I was going to do that too. Dang, Then she just does it. I read you like a book. She was the kind of person that was mostly transparent when she knew what they were about.
わかった、高さん。観念するよ。
Alright, you got me, I give up. You held up her hands, reckoned she knew she couldn't squeeze by me. She'd given up on getting to the can. She walked behind me with her hands in the air. I found you. I stepped on the can. I thought I'd check some other rooms. I rode to the chicken sandwich shop. The area was dark, but it still smelled delicious. Dang, I'm hungry. Maybe I'll just stop for a bite. I reached for some of the sandwiches packaged and lined up on the counter. I took off the wrapping and took a bite. Ouch, that's hard. Oh, it's a plastic sample. I'd taken a bite of a wax sample, and it was tasteless. There's no way I was eating that. Oh well, I went around to the back of the shop and went inside. I thought I'd make myself a chicken sandwich. The light inside the shop dimmed. But since I had been appointed chairman of the breakfast committee this morning, I knew exactly where the food and cooking equipment was. There's time for a little snack. A burger and fries, please, and a sack. Anyway, I stopped over to open the fridge by my feet. There should still be loads of food in here. Huh? Something was there sticking out beside the fridge. A hand. It was a pair of white hands. I'd seen them before. And about them was a face I'd seen before. She was staring around nervously. Hey, what are you doing? I guess she had noticed me. Looking up and seeing me, she stiffened. She seemed flustered, her mouth agape, and eyes looking around desperately.
い、いらっ
I,
しゃいませ。
welcome to our restaurant. Huh. Bent over awkwardly, Sora shifted gears and suddenly shot me a smile.
お客様、ご注文は
Oh, another customer. What'll you have?
何をお召し上がりになりますか？
What can I get for you today? I'll take a chicken sandwich. But I'm pretty sure that's all you've got anyway.
あ、そうでしたっけ。かしこまりました。
Oh, that's right. I'll get right to it.
ご一緒にドリンクはいかがですか？
Oh, and would you like a drink with that? Let's see. Sora, I'm amazed that you are obeying the rules of the game so strictly. I thought maybe you'd vanished somewhere or gone off where I couldn't find you.
それだとゲームにならないじゃありませんか。 私ちゃんとルールは守ります。
But that would ruin the game, wouldn't it? I play by the rules. I know, but still. If you're going to the trouble to hide, you should try to hide a little better. Sora had simply squatted down and covered her head.
そうですか？簡単には見つからないと思ったんですけど。
Is that right? I didn't think I would be that easy to find.
まあ、見つかってしまったものは仕方ありませんですね。
Well, since you found me, there's not much I can do about it. I took some bread out of the fridge for a sandwich. Munch
倉成
munch.
さん、缶踏んだをされるまではまだ勝負はついてませんよ。
Takeshi, I'm not out until you step on the can. Yeah, I know.
のんびりパンを召し上がっている場合ではないと思いますが。
Don't you think this is not the time to be eating bread? No, it's okay. With you here, it means that Coco is around here also, right?
ええ、はい。
Yes. Don't worry, I'll hound her out after I finish this. Right, Coco? Bang, bang. I pounded on the stainless steel kitchen counter. I knew you're hiding in the back of the shop already. I know you're hiding in the back of the shop already. Well, if that's where you want to be, that's fine. If you aren't there, then tell me.
いないよ
I'm not.
ココちゃん、返事したら見つかってしまいますよ。
Coco, you silly. If you talk, he will find you. Huh? Girl, you fell for the oldest trick in the book. Oops. Coco and Pee-Pee came out from under the counter together. I found Sora, Coco, and Pee-Pee. I stepped on the can. In that way I rounded up everyone, stepped on the can, and ended the game. Only Tsugumi was left. What? I looked around outside side of the room and was surprised. Tsugumi was sitting calmly in a chair, waiting. I found Tsugumi.
は？
Eh? Don't play dumb with me.
別に何もとぼけてなんかいないわ。
I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey, I know better than that. You're playing dumb, I know it.
いけず？
Dumb? You're the one that kicked the can, right?
缶？
Han?
あなた、何を言ってるの？
What are you talking about? Tsugumi stood up. I jumped. If Tsugumi kicked the can first, I thought I'd lose. I frantically ran to where the can was. I found Tsugumi. I stepped on the can. Huh, what's...
もう、
Jeez.
何やってるのよ、たけし。
What are you doing, Takeshi? Huh? My foot was searching for the can, but found only space. The can is gone. I squinted, scouring the area around me. The can shined in the emergency lights, visible dimly in the corner of the room. Hey, once you've been caught, it's against the rules to kick the can. I shouted this into the darkness, but everyone had already run away. There was nothing I could do. I was it again. I had to go search. The kid, you, Coco, Pee-Pee, Sora. I knew they couldn't have gone far and thought I'd find them quickly. Tsugumi stayed around in the conference room. It didn't look like she felt like going anywhere. Just to be safe, I got everyone and stepped on the can again. Next time, nobody kicked the can. This time the kid is it.
わかった。100数えればいいんだね。
Alright, so I count to 100, right? The kid took the can and sat in the chair with his face down.
じゃあ始めるよ。
Alright, here I go.
1、2、3。
Ichi-ni-san. We left the conference room, running around the floor. Coco, Pee-Pee, and Sora vanished down the corridor amidst the sound of splashing. You approached me.
倉成、タッグ組もうか。
Takeshi, what do you say we work together? Huh? Ganging up is against the rules. I think I'll pass.
お堅いのね。
Don't be so stubborn. Why did you approach me?
たまたま行く方向が一緒なだけだよ。
We just happen to be going in the same direction, that's all. I see.
ここなら見つからないかな。
Wonder if here would be safe. The bathroom could be against the rules. It's not a good idea.
あっと、こっちは行き止まりか。
This way's a dead end, right, huh? Let's go back. I wonder if we still have time. I strain my ears to listen. 34, 35. I could faintly hear the kid counting. It seems like we've still got some time.
やっぱり、非常通路もありにした方が面白かったかな。
I think it would have been more fun if we had made the emergency corridors part of the game. That would make searching a hassle.
でもさ、会議室に行く道が限られてるからちょっとつまんないのよね。
There's only a few routes to the conference room, so it's kind of boring. Well, that's because you run around so loudly that anyone can hear you coming a mile away.
あ、言ってくれるわね。
Oh, thanks a lot.
ちょっと待って。静かにして。
Wait, be quiet. 51, which happens to be 3 times 17, 52. Oh, wait, it was 34, 35. Wait, look at the backlog. Yeah, 34, 35. So 2 times 17. And then 51, 52. So next time it's going to be 68 and 69. You can still hear counting. Let's find somewhere to hide.
そうね。
Yeah. We ended up in Lemurian ruins.
遺跡の中に入ろうか。
You want to hide in the ruins? The maze getting out will probably be a pain, but
そう言わずにさ。ほら。
don't say that. You pushed me toward the entrance of the ruins. I peered into the abstraction. But inside was dark, so if it had been painted pitch black, I couldn't tell anything.
あれ、ちょっと暗すぎるな。
Oh, that might be too dark.
照明が落ちてる。非常灯も。
The lights and emergency lights are both off. I strained, looking into the darkness. It looked as if the darkness went on forever. Heading in there like this would be reckless, huh? Something moved in the darkness. A person appeared from the ruins. You were in there, Tsugumi?
ええ、一回りしてきたわ。
Yes, I took a look around.
真っ暗だから入らない方がいいと思う。
It's completely dark. You best not go in. Completely dark, huh? Tsugumi left us. Looking tired, Tsugumi kicked the water under her feet lightly. And I heard the sound of something click in her hand. It was a sound I'd heard before. Yeah, that crinkling sound she was making in front of the generator door. Oh, Tsugumi, did you take the flashlight?
じゃないと無理でしょ。あの中歩くの。
It'd be impossible to walk inside without it. Shouting hey twice. Coco came running and splashing in, up with Sora in tow.
みんな、ここにいたんだ。
So this is where everybody it was.
おっす。
Hey. It's Coco and Sara, welcome. What? I presume that's a typo and it's supposed to be Sora. Otherwise, boom! But if we're supposed to be hiding, clumping up like this isn't too bright, is it?
はあ、それもそうだよね。
Oh, you're right.
でも、そろそろ100数え終わっちゃうよ。
But he's probably just finishing counting to 100.
そうですね。
You're right. And Tsugumi's playing too, right?
参加なんかしてない。
I'm not playing.
たまたまここに来ただけ。
I just happened to be around here.
たけしが変なこと言って、私を疑うのが嫌なだけ。
Look, I wish you'd stop talking about that way about me. All right, all right. Oh, okay. So we skipped 68 and 69 and went to 87 and 88. Let's see. I don't think 87 is divisible by 17. All right, it's off. It should be 85.
みんなで集まってどうしたの？作戦の相談？
What are you all doing here? Are you planning a strategy? No, not exactly. Well, I guess you better scatter and hide.
うんうん、そうだね。
Yeah. Hey, what's the kid doing here?
え、何のこと？
Oh, what are you talking about? Kid, you're... Did you forget that you're it?
ん？
98, 99.
ねえ、今の誰の声？
Hey, whose voice is that? The lights turned on. Who turned the lights on?
私です。
I did. We were now able to see the area around us. You, Sora, Coco, Tsugumi, the kid, and me. Everyone was accounted for.
皆さん、ちゃんとこの場にいらっしゃいますね。
Everyone appears to be present. Sora extended her hand out in the air.
前巻の生体反応正常。異常は感知できません。
The life readings of the complex do not appear to be abnormal.
会議室周辺にも移動体はありません。
There is nothing moving around the conference room. I don't get it.
一体誰が数を数えてたの？
Who could have been counting? It wasn't you?
違うよ。
No. I thought it sounded like you, so then who?
知らないよ。
I don't know. Well, we know there's been like manifestations of the kid projected back, like Coco was talking to somebody in the compression chamber under the infirmary. So the kid is traveling into this from the kid timeline is traveling into this is bridging over into this one somehow. Kabing.
ねえ、
Hey,
今の缶蹴ったの。
that was the can being kicked.
誰？
Who?
幽霊でしょうか。
Could it be a ghost? Sora said it with a straight face.
幽霊さんなら会ってみたいですね。
If it is a ghost, I would like to make its acquaintance. Splish splash. The sound of someone moving through the water reached us from outside the room. And then the empty can came rolling to a stop in front of us. The can stopped in a shallow area with a hollow metallic sound. Pee-pee, woof.
ピピ、どこ行ってたの？
Hey Pee-pee, where have you been? That doesn't explain how it worked in the kids' timeline, because Pee-pee wasn't there, right? Is it one of Tsugumi's mice? PP can talk? Is that what we're gonna get? Or did we just learn that PP can talk? PP took the can in its mouth again and ran circles around us. That was the end of Kick the Can. In the end, it remained a mystery who was counting. We passed the rest of the night uneventfully. It was a peaceful time, and I decided to enjoy a satisfying rest. I awoke from my slumber. I felt something cold and hard. I remembered slouching in the chair and slumping forward on the table. Even then, the sleep that I'd gotten was far better than the day before. Hey, morning.
ああ、おはよう、クラナリ。
Oh, good morning, Takeshi. It appeared that you had gotten up just before me. What time is it?
5時50分ってとこかな。
About 5:50 a.m., I think. You sure are an early riser.
何言ってんの。ぐうたらしてるのはあんただけ。
What are you talking about? You're just lazy. Saying that, you let out a big yawn.
なんてね。ずっと張り詰めてたらくたびれるし、眠れるうちに眠っておいた方が正解かも。
Then again, being all tense for so long just gets you tired. It's probably better to sleep when you can.
こんな状況だからこそ、ちゃんと睡眠はとっといた方がいいよ。
Being in a situation like this, we really need to keep well rested.
いざという時になって頭が回転しなかったらやばいしね。
Because when it comes down to it, if we can't think our way out of the situation, we're in trouble. Hey, I said that yesterday.
まあね。
Yeah, I suppose you did. Dodging the subject, you laughed slightly.
起きるなら顔洗ってきたら。
Hey, since you're up, why don't you go wash your face? Yeah, I might as well. Hey, you didn't write on my face again, did you? I instinctively rubbed my cheeks.
大丈夫。別に何も書いてやしないから。
Don't worry, I didn't write anything. I stood up slowly and checked my surroundings. Coco had arranged some chairs to create a makeshift bed. She was asleep on top of them. And at the base of her pillow, Pee-Pee's neck was cocked to the side. It looked like he was sleeping too. I got up, squeezed by the sleeping Coco, and opened the door.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, morning, kid.
たけし、なんか不景気そうな顔してる。
Hey, don't look so depressed, Takeshi. What are you talking about? I'm just sleepy's all.
おととい、昨日と、いろいろあったからね。疲れ溜まってる？
What's happened in the last couple days? Are you tired? I'm alright, I just need to wake up is all. See ya. I headed to the nearest bathroom. The water covering the floor seeped into my shoes, which had only just finished drying. They were wet all over again. My socks got heavy and clung to my feet. My pace slowed. Ah, what a freaking pain. Splash. Scooped up water from around my feet, I splashed it on my face. Whoa, that's cold. I was shivering, but at the same time, my whole body felt awake. So that's why people wash their faces in the morning. Might be because they have acne, but oh sure, Takeshi. When I went back to the conference room, the conversation quickly turned to what we were going to eat. Tsugumi and Sora aren't here, so you sure it's okay?
そうだね。でもきっとそのうち現れるよ。
Yeah, but they're sure to show up soon. Yeah, knowing those two, you're probably right. I decided to wake up Coco. Hey, get up, it's morning. I shook her shoulder gently. Fun you? Rubbing her eyes, Coco got up slowly.
はあ、お兄ちゃん、おはよ
Oh, good morning, Oni-chan. Huh? Oh yeah, Coco, you have a brother? But hey, you got the two of us mixed up.
う。違うよ。お兄ちゃん。
You're not Oni-chan?
それより早くしないと学校に遅刻するよ。
We need to get ready or we'll be late for school. Coco was still half in dreamland. Late for school? What are you talking about?
そういう設定なんだよ。
Oh, that's just the setting, it is. Listen. Stop messing around, we're going to eat.
オッケー、タケピョン。
Okay, Takepyon. We all made our way to the kiosk. Everyone okay with hot dogs?
ホットドッグ？
Hot dog?
ここにホットドッグなんかあったんだ。
They have hot dogs here? Well, I found a few in the back of the fridge. Must have been in the on the stealth menu. I was relegated cook duty again.
ねえ、グラナリ、まだ？
Hey Takeshi, are they done yet?
どうしてお腹が空くのかな？
Why do I have to be so hungry?
お腹と背中がくっつくぞ。
My stomach is going to cave in.
くっついたら二次元人になっちゃうぞ。
I'm going to become two-dimensional, as if I wasn't already.
ひらひらのぺったんこだぞ。
Float away on the wind. Would you shut up already? I was inside the kiosk that had been made to look like a submarine. Oh, there's the sub, except it's red, not yellow. Sausages were sizzling in a frying pan. They sold sub sandwiches here, so I guess the exterior of the place was a sorry play on that. Why am I thinking about stupid things like that? In a little while, the place started to smell great. I carefully placed a sausage in the toasted, lightly buttered hot dog buns. Alright, whoever wants to eat, get in line.
じゃあここ一番。
I'm first. Oh, well, here you go.
サンキュー。
Thank you. Help yourself to ketchup and mustard.
あ、僕にも一つください。
I'd like one too.
ちょっと、並びなさいよ。次は私。
Hey, wait in line, the next person is me. This was probably the way things usually were at this shop. So somehow in the kids' routes, the hot dogs get already eaten. Huh. There still wasn't any schedule as to when we might get out of Lemu. But in the meantime, we'd stop thinking about the difficult and negative things.
なんか知らないけど楽しそうだね。
I don't know why, but you look like you're having fun. Who, me? You think so? Fun? I guess maybe. Yeah, I am having fun. Would you like to do this instead? It's fun. I loved the sweat caused by the heat of cooking from my face.
なんか暮らし生き生きって感じ。
Yeah, you look like you might be enjoying your life here. I wonder how'd that feel. I guess it'd be kind of fun owning a stand like this.
屋台系。
Owning a stand? The kid stifled a laugh.
タケピョン、本物の屋台のお兄ちゃんみたい。
Takepyon, you really do look like you work here. Hot dogs? Get your hot dogs. They're on the house.
ひょっとすると、前世がホットドッグ屋さんだったかもね。
You don't think that maybe you could have sold hot dogs in a past life? Ah, shucks, ma'am, you're just saying that.
違うって、ここ。ミスターホットドッグというよりは、
No, Coco, I don't think he was a hot dog man. I think he was
サンドイッチマン？
a sandwich man? Oh, come on, you. Ha ha ha. I suppose we were just happy to be eating hot food. We could worry about the details after our stomachs were full. For the moment, we were enjoying eating that simple meal. After spending some time laughing...
あ、
Ah, the kid suddenly looked up at the ceiling.
あれ
What's that? He blinked, his eyes were focused on the ceiling as if he had seen something. Hey, what's wrong? This is where you get a warped, whatever you call it. My curiosity piqued, I asked him. And following his gaze, I looked up at the ceiling. But I couldn't see anything out of the ordinary.
なんだろ
I wonder...
う。なんだかわからないけど、見たんだ。
I don't know what it was, but I swear I saw something. Saw something, like what?
そうじゃない。見たっていうか、
Oh, well, I didn't really see it.
嫌な予感がする。2階、どこだろ
I just have a bad feeling about the second floor, somewhere. What the heck are you talking about?
う。ねえ、もう一度フロアを調べた方が。
I think we should check that floor one more time. His eyes looked upward again and started mumbling incoherently. Concerned, I shook his shoulder. And then he snapped out of it. Don't worry about it. If something's up, Sora would warn us about it, right?
確かにそうだよね。だけど、
Yeah, you're right, but still. Looks like I'm not the only one who's tired. Then Tsugumi appeared out of nowhere.
何かあったの？
What just happened? Now, we were all just eating hot dogs. Look, I made one for you too. Tsugumi took it without saying anything. I could hear the sound of her taking the hot dog out of its wrapper, and I watched her motions carefully. I swallowed watching her. Tsugumi placed the wrapper on the counter. Slowly, with the ketchup in her right hand and the mustard in her left, she squeezed the tubes. Their contents gushed out. Hey, Tsugumi.
何？
What? The hot dog was entirely covered in red and yellow. You eat that much mustard and it'll kill you.
そう？
Really? Tsugumi bit into the hot dog. Hey, is it spicy? I bet it's spicy.
そんなことない。
Not really. You're probably thinking to yourself, dang, I put way too much on, right?
別に気にしない。
I don't really care. And after that, she continued eating in silence. But I thought I'd seen a glimmer of eyes slightly starting to tear. Don't strain yourself.
無理じゃない。もう食べたから。
Not, I'm finished. Oh. Okay, I'll take a little break, but it won't affect the recording at all. Okay. Let's try these. Hey, do you want another one? I can make you one.
いらない。
No thanks. You always just wolf your food down. I don't know, but there just isn't... Whoops. I don't know, but there just isn't much satisfaction in cooking for you. Besides, with all that ketchup and mustard on it, you probably can't even taste it.
味なんてどうでもいい。
It doesn't matter how it tastes. Of course it matters. I'm doing my best to show you how real cooking tastes. You just wait, I'll cook you up a meal that will wake up your taste buds.
もう十分食べたから。いい。
I've had enough to eat, okay?
お腹いっぱいだから。
Full. Humph. Well, if you say so. Okay. Try the other option. Where'd you go this morning? By the way, where'd you go this morning?
どうして？なぜそんなこと聞くの？
What do you want to know that for? Well, when everyone went to bed, you were still with us, right? But when we got up, we couldn't find you, so...
別に
So what?
関係ないでしょ。
It's none of your business. That's not true. I'm in charge of breakfast, right? So I just wanted to know if you wanted some.
もう食べた。だからもういいでしょ。
I ate okay, enough already. What? No, I mean, yeah, but... It was on my mind, you know, I guess I was worried. I wonder what happened to you. Where'd you go? Where you always disappear to? I guess I just wanted to know. Hey, I got it. You just had to find a place to go by yourself, right? As usual, these questions were getting me nowhere. Well, if you don't want to answer, don't worry about it. Now, which one was the better choice? I guess I'll go with that one, but I wonder how much that choice matters. Suddenly, a low metallic sound reverberated throughout the installation. It was a dull, muffled sound. What was that?
少し揺れたわね。
This whole place just shook a little. Tsugumi's eyes darted around, as if searching for something. Moments later, the kid and Coco, who'd both been resting in another room, appeared. Hey kid, what was that?
さあ、わからない。
I don't know. Hey, this doesn't have anything to do with that bad feeling you had earlier, does it? The kid shook his head.
わからない。空に聞ければいいんだけど。
I don't know, maybe we should ask Sora.
呼びましたか？
Did you call for me? From out of nowhere, Sora appeared in midair and floated down in front of us.
ソラさん
Ah, hi Sora. Hey Sora, where were you?
申し訳ありません。寝坊してしまいました。
I'm terribly sorry, I overslept. Sora looked embarrassed. Overslept, but you're... Nah, we'll save that for later.
ねえ、今何があったの？嫌な音がしたけど。
Hey, did something just happen? There was an awful noise just now.
フロアを支えるシャフトの一部に歪みが発生しました。
One of the shafts that supports this floor has started to warp.
昨日は兆候が見られなかったと思うけど。
We didn't see any signs of it yesterday.
はい。事前の計算にはありません。海流の乱れに影響された模様です。
Well, yes, it wasn't in my calculations. It appears that if the ocean currents may have had influenced this outcome. How dangerous are we talking about here?
誤差の範囲内だと思いますが。いえ、待ってください。
Well, it should be within the margin of error, but no, wait a second.
スバイトシュトックの倉庫、圧力制御用の配管に異常があります。
There is an anomaly in one of the pressure regulating pipelines in Zvite Stock's warehouse. What are pressure regulating pipes?
レミューを覆っている多重隔壁、その内部の圧力調整を行っているパイプです。
These pipelines are responsible for adjusting the pressure inside the multi-layered bulkheads comprising Lemu.
万一これが破損していた場合、私の力ではこれを修復することができません。
If any of them should rupture, for whatever reason, I am incapable of repairing them.
異常は軽微ですから緊急は要しませんが、倉庫の状況を確認いただいた方がいいと思います。お願いできますか？
The anomaly is only slight, but you shouldn't have to worry. But I think it is best if someone goes to check on it. Would you please go for me? Sure, leave it to me. I volunteered right away.
私も行くわ。
I'll go too. Unexpectedly, Tsugumi also agreed to go. Tsugumi, you sure?
修理するなら工具類が必要なんじゃないの？私ならいろいろ扱い方を知ってる。
Well, if we're going to fix something, we'll need tools, right? I know my way around a workshop. Alright, let's go.
ココも手伝うよ
I'll help too. Woof. Okay, you can come too, Coco. Hey, does anyone know where you went? I looked around but didn't see you anywhere.
さっきの揺れがあった時に制御室に確認に行ったよ。
She went to the control room when things were shaking earlier.
私と入れ違いになってしまいましたね。
We must have just missed each other.
ちょっと行ってたけしたちが上に行くことを知らせてくるよ。
I'll go and tell her that you're going up above. Alright, kid, I'll leave it to you. Keep an eye on things in the control room, will you? Just make sure we don't miss anything.
何か分かったらレミを通じて私を呼んでください。
If something comes up, use Lemire to contact me.
わかった。それじゃあ。
Alright, see you. Bounding across the water's surface, the kid shut down the corridor. He climbed the emergency stairs quickly. Okay, so we're gonna have another Tsugumi scene. So I'll just actually do the Tsugumi scene in the next recording.